Let me be your nerd. Let me be your nerd now. I say it, baby, 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 baby. What the hell was that?
Welcome to the Grizzled Geek Podcast, episode 46. I'm Mike.
I'm Kirsten.
I'm Doug.
And we're here with your weekly wrap-up of nerd news. How's everybody doing?
Doing good.
Good. How was your hiking? We got last
It was
weekend?
awesome. I got to take the puppy. She was crazy, but
Nice.
got to see her in water, so that's fun.
Nice.
That's awesome. Well, I want to say it's a special podcast. It's Happy Birthday, America.
Woo!
So, yep. Well, actually tomorrow, but still, it's our 4th of July weekend podcast.
Yeah.
So we've got these stars and stripes in the background because we're very patriotic.
You should have done some like fireworks
Yeah.
in there.
Oh,
I'll tell you what I have the most fun all week long is I got these stumped them out, these little snaps things that are around. And there's just to torment James. So like my son walks around, like everybody in the house has some, and he like screams like a girl every time like they pop them there. So he was like walking by, we're like, hey, could you grab that for me? And just snapping him at his feet. Like, dance. Welcome everybody in the chat.
He walks around barefoot all the time. So
And he does walk around barefoot all the time. So we'll leave him in his way so he'll step on him.
nice.
Yes, thank you guys. Ben made it home safe. Looks like he's in the chat.
good.
Matt, thank you. Charlie, welcome. We're here celebrating America's birthday and the our new lockdown here in Arizona.
Yeah.
So how do we feel about getting locked down again? Although it's not quite as bad as last time, it's still
I don't know. What are the new orders aside from you have to wear a mask and gyms and theaters had to close again?
Yeah,
What
pretty
are the
much
rules
it.
are they?
yeah.
Okay.
You gotta wear a mask now.
It's
There's
just a
nothing
repeat,
changed for me.
but the added mandate of a mask. So
Yeah. Doug, one day, Doug, you're gonna have to crawl out of the cave and rejoin society. One of these days, you're gonna have to actually deal with people.
I deal with people all the time with the delivery. So, and I'm the one who does the grocery shopping for our house. So I'm out in the stores and stuff. Like I went to Costco today. That went fine. There was no issues. Actually, the lines were super quick.
Yeah.
Went to Target. It was fine. Went to Fry's. It was a nightmare. It was super
Fry's is always
busy.
a nightmare.
I was like,
why.
I'm out. I only needed like 2 things. I was like, forget it. I don't need them that bad.
not worth.
It's
Yeah.
not worth it. So headed out.
Well, guys, one of the things it's the rise has happened. Well, basically, we lost Fan Fusion finally. It finally is joined. It's been canceled. Although, did you read the official announcement? Because it didn't really say officially that it was canceled. It basically said that we're going to have to
decided
wait.
not to do it.
We're going to have to wait a little bit longer, and then at the end of it said, "We'll see you next year."
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it actually specifically said we're going to have to delay it until 2021.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
That line that
They didn't
said
use the word
we're going to have
cancel,
to delay
though.
it.
It
They
was
didn't say cancel. We're going to have to delay it until next summer, basically. But then it did go to.
See, look at poor Matt. Matt has to be like an at-home alcoholic now and can't be a public alcoholic, which is everyone's God-given right, really.
No, that's the problem. The public alcoholics are the people who brought around the second wave of
I mean, you're
infections.
not wrong.
I guess
they're
true.
idiots.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was horrible. I told you the bars I went to pick up food and deliver. No social distancing.
Bonnie in the
no
chat saying
nothing.
they make you fill out a form if you've come from any hotspots. So
Interesting.
wow.
Oh yeah,
nice.
if you're going to New York, yeah, you have to quarantine. If you go from like Texas, Arizona, California,
I don't know.
Florida.
That makes sense to me, though.
I mean,
Yeah.
if I were if it were within their power, I don't think it is. I'd say you can't come.
I think you should quarantine people from Florida anyway. Or anybody, regardless of the pandemic.
Sorry,
Yeah.
you're from Florida. We've heard too many stories.
Yeah, that's
It's just not going to work.
What's your business here?
You got 14 days to prove you're normal.
Are you
Yeah,
a
exactly.
Florida native or did you move to Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good question, Matt. Is it a second wave or the first wave never stopped? Well, it would be a second wave, but unfortunately it is the first wave because we never truly quarantined the first time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that first wave, second wave stuff doesn't make a lot of sense in the grand scheme of things because you don't say, is this a new flu season or is it the old flu season? Flu's around all the time, but it peaks and stuff like that. So it's like a wave.
Yeah. First wave, second
yeah.
lockdown. That's how we're going to chronicle it. Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing. It can only survive spreading from host to host. It doesn't survive that long. So if we actually had an actual month-long lockdown,
right. Yeah.
Then it would go away, but that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So here we are, folks, sitting and biding our time till we get a vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
Basically. Probably kind of knew it was going to be anyway.
Yeah. Charlie Taker says, so it's like light, it's a wave or a particle. So it's
It's
when you
both.
look at it, when you
It's
look
a wave
at it,
caused by particles.
yeah. It's both, really. But Fan Fusion, is anyone surprised by this? I mean, I know Matt was looking forward to it.
I mean, I'm not surprised by it. I'm surprised that it took so long for them to make that announcement.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I'm really wondering if they had any guests left by the time they canceled it.
Yeah.
If there was anybody who had signed up to come,
No in Fan Fusion, they had to be down to like, okay, we got 3 people coming. Can we still do this? But yeah, no, they're sadly that's the situation we're in here in Arizona. And forest fires. Like crazy out of control forest fires. Because
is the season.
Yeah, so we can't have fireworks now because they're still doing it, but I went up Kirsten went hiking last weekend and I went up hiking to Bullpen down to the swimming hole Tuesday. And we kind of almost got stuck up there because 17 coming south was closed down because of a fire, and then the way down through Payson, the second route, that was closed for fire. So we had to go way out of our way to get home. There's only 3 ways south from northern Arizona.
Well,
so
3 convenient ways through
3
the middle.
Convenient ways. They're not like crazy 1-lane switchbacks through.
Or go back to Flagstaff and go all the way around.
Right. All the way around out of the state. Just go all the way around. Might as well just go to Vegas.
Yeah.
So we're like, should we go out of our way? We're all tired. Or should we get a hotel room? I'm like, well, in just 6 hours, two ways home got shut down. So I don't want to see what overnight's going to do. We got to open away. Let's get home.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's kind of scary out there, but there you have it. What about you guys? Anything exciting? You do anything exciting for the 4th?
I just watched Hamilton.
Yeah, I did too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah,
Me and Amber watched that today.
Yeah, it's I'm not necessarily a huge
musical?
I'm not a huge musical and I'm not a huge that type of music fan, but I am a Alexander Hamilton fan, so I went with the rest of it. And it was well done, so, and all of the actors are really good, so.
Yeah. No, that's great though. I'm really glad they released that because I've been wanting to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, it was nice to be able to
not
see
pay $300
and see the original cast.
Yeah, the original cast.
So it was good.
All right.
Been reading the rules for the new 40K.
Nice. You excited?
They put out the PDF. Yeah, I'm actually more excited. I don't want to, Games Workshop this whole thing, but I am more excited now for 40K release than I am for Age of Sigmar right now. I think that's
the General's Handbook.
Yeah, because the General's Handbook is only, as far as I'm concerned, because I don't care about open and narrative play. So it is essentially just point values. And they try to make it this big publication that it doesn't really need to be. And and I've had 2 disappointments with recent battle tomes. Not that the elves aren't good. It's half a book. It's not a complete army. So it's kind of frustrating.
Dan,
So I'm into 40K now.
Dan Cougar Mingo Camp was by earlier and wanted to know if you wanted to split one of the new boxes with him. And I'm like,
you did,
Doug,
or
yeah, no, he wanted to see if you did.
oh well.
And I'm like,
problem is, I kind of want the deck.
yeah, that's what I told him. I said, Doug wants it all.
Yeah,
He ain't splitting shit. He's like, oh, it's mine, all mine. More miniatures, more plastic crack.
if I hadn't just spent, about $200 on the elves, I would have bought my own box and then split the other one. Split another one to get more Marines because, I guess that is my main army as far as 40K goes. But yeah, the Necron stuff looks super cool. Really,
nice.
really, really good.
All right, guys. I think it's time we jump into our first story. You saw by our thumbnail the crazy news this week. We're going to talk about the crazy. Now, first off, I'm going to preface this by saying these are all wild, crazy rumors. So we're going to give we're going to give you the crazy rumors, and then we're going to give you our take on them, and then what we think is really going to happen. So let's talk Star Wars. First off, the part is not a crazy. Well, it's a rumor, but the more likely of the crazy rumors is there's a Star Wars Civil War going on. Now, we've known for some time now that Disney has wanted to replace Kathleen Kennedy at Lucasfilm. She was set to retire. She ended up not retiring. They extended her contract. But I mean, the big butting heads was her and Bob Iger, who Bob Iger is now not. He's no longer.
He's still there, though.
He's still there. Right.
Still on the board. So
right.
He still has a say.
And so what they're saying is because the Disney Star Wars sequels didn't go over that well with fans, but their Mandalorian was like amazing with fans. So the big thing is, and we've discussed it. They want Jon Favreau to take over from Kathleen Kennedy, right, and be the face of Star Wars going forward, which I have no problem with, right. But they want. In fact, he has some ideas for going forward with the franchise that Kathleen Kennedy is kind of against. So, I don't know. I will say I think there will be major shakeup with Star Wars in the next year or so.
Yeah.
And what's going on, especially if some of the other Disney Plus stuff they're doing for Star Wars is as big as Mandalorian. Mandalorian season 2 is as big. Then we're going to see some stuff happen. But I mean, and really, they've also, if you've been watching on Disney Plus the Galleria series on the Mandalorian, kind of like the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Oh, someone's making noise.
Yeah.
There we go.
She was excited for the podcast.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, if you saw some of the behind the scenes, you see that they've been kind of building up Dave Filoni. Like Dave Filoni, putting him in, out there for everybody. And I think Filoni and Favreau are the way of the future of Star Wars. And I agree. Yeah, Charlie Tango said, "One hopes that's the way they go."
Yeah. Well, remember, Kathleen Kennedy's contract is up next year.
Yes,
it expires in 2021. And many people were of the opinion that Disney extended her contract just to let her bow out, with saving face.
Yeah.
Well, bowing out, saving face. She's done all of her stuff. It's complete. She can leave. It wasn't the fan outcry that caused her to leave. It was her contract is up and she's got other things to do, or she's ready to retire, or whatever it is.
Right.
So I think that's what we're going to see next year.
Now, see, Matt says in the chat that he wants to see season 2 before they hand him the keys to the kingdom. That's fair enough. But
no, I disagree. I think
so?
if you watch those gallery shows, regardless of what happens with season 2, as far as the direction of it and all that stuff, he's already shown he has the passion for Star Wars. He has the passion to push forward technology. He's got everything you need in a leader, regardless of how this one show goes. So I don't think we need to wait for a second season for Favreau, at least.
Yeah.
Now Filoni is still getting his feet wet as being a live action director and a producer, so I don't know that he's necessarily that, but Favreau has the background for being an overall executive producer type, like I'm over everything kind of person. He can be the Feige for Star Wars.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of the opposite. Where I think him and Filoni, the package deal, I'm okay with it as long as Filoni's there, because Filoni is for me the heart of the George Lucas stand-in, the heart of Star Wars. As long as he's there to keep steering the ship, I have no problem with the two of them taking over. Now, Matt says, it was, look at Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2, and he bowed out after 2. It's true, but I don't know. I think there was also some studio influence with,
Well, and remember, if we're talking about taking over for Kathleen Kennedy, we're not talking about being a director. We're not talking about being a producer. We're talking about being somebody who coordinates everything. And you don't have to be 100%.
Yeah, and like Charlie Tango said, he didn't write Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
So.
But anyways, as far as Filoni, I'd like to see him be the head of the story group, and the story group actually matter.
Yes, absolutely.
I think that's his place, is to be the person who is in charge of how the story goes and what all can be canon and what can't.
I'd love to see that. Now, are you guys ready for the bombshell rumor?
Yeah, let's do
the crazy. All right. So the big rumor that hit this week was that Disney is planning on erasing the sequels and rebooting the post Return of the Jedi story. Now I know there's a lot of fans that would be super excited about that.
But there are others that would not.
There would be others that would not. I mean, come on, they've already, they would never do it. First off, they never do anything to erase it. You see all the headlines saying they're going to erase these movies. Oh. No, they're not going to do that. First off, no matter what.
They are right now, as we speak, they are not erasing them, but ignoring them.
Yeah.
There is nothing else. Nothing has come out except for one Poe Dameron comment about that sequel era since The Rise of Skywalker finished.
The sequels are going to get ignored.
Yeah, they're just going to get ignored. No toys, no comics, no nothing. They're switching to that High Republic or whatever.
Yeah. The High Republic and then the Mandalorian post Return of the Jedi timeline. Now, here's how they're saying they're going to do it. Now, this source came from, at first I heard about this on We Got This Covered, which I was like, okay, I ignored it. It's, We Got This Covered story, so obviously it's trash. But then it came out in several different places. And, so here's what they say. How they're going to do this comes from season 4, episode 13 of Rebels, A World Between Worlds, where a mystical dimension called the Veil of the Force connects all time and space. And then in a novelization of The Rise of Skywalker, it's revealed that the Emperor had a room of mirrors on the second Death Star linked to the Veil, where Palpatine could, traveling through this room is how he ended up in the sequel series. So,
That's not how it's gonna go.
It created this alternate timeline, which is the sequel, the Disney sequels, right? So, and that is the story of this is the big crazy rumor of how they're going to say this didn't happen and redo it. The massive reset would see the race-centric sequels relegated to a separate Star Wars universe, kind of like an Elseworlds kind of, wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff. Exactly.
I hate the Veil of the Force.
Yeah,
I think it's the dumbest concept that came out of the animated series.
I mean, here's the thing with first off, they're not going to redo the sequel series, right?
Yeah, unlikely. Not at least for another decade.
Like all the main cast are pretty much gone. Mark Hamill's not going to do it, right? So there's not going to. So the idea of redoing it is just gone. There's also another rumor that George Lucas wanted to step in and do his sequels, but his sequels revolved more around the main trilogy trio of characters. So there's no way that's going to happen, right? There's not going to be new sequels. And there's not going to be anything where they're going to officially say this didn't happen. All right. There's not. All these rumors are crazy. And what they might do is more along the lines of what you were saying, Doug, ignoring this, right? And making way, or just kind of quietly sweeping that off to the side and focusing on the Mandalorian side of post Jedi, right? Which is the Ahsoka Tano series, the Mandalorian series, Boba Fett, all these stuff that they're doing live action, post Jedi. And I think what they're going to do is they're going to try and do, the reason this has come out in a way it even got brought up is because they want a way to have not be beholden to that sequel, to those sequels, right? With the storyline going forward with whatever, right? Yeah. The whole Rise of the New Order kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think it's going to be that overt. And they're not going to come out and go like, okay, well, this has changed. That never happened. Well, then none of that's ever going to be said, right? They're just going to do like Doug said, kind of ignore it and move on with where they want to go with post Jedi. So I think it got blown out of proportion with the whole how are they going to do this. I think the Veil of the Force thing is entirely just some fanboy speculation because I don't see any of this happen. What about you guys?
I mean, it would be fun for it to happen, but it's not going to be. I don't think. I think Doug is exactly right. I think that they'll focus their attention to what's making money, what's doing well, keep on going that, see as far as they can get it with that. And then if things start slowing down, maybe they'll consider redoing. Maybe.
Yeah.
There's too big a downside risk for trying to remake these things. You
because then you alienate the fans you did get.
Those people who actually did like those movies will be pissed off about it.
Yeah.
So you just kind of have to let it wither away and go elsewhere until people have forgotten or don't care anymore.
Yep.
That's mine.
Fair enough. Like the Matt says, if you believe we got this covered, I got some snake oil that we completely cure coronavirus to sell you. I agree. If a story comes from we got this covered, I have to have two other sources before I will even consider it. It's pretty bad. I agree. Move on. Give us the Ahsoka Tano stories. I agree. I mean, there's no way they're going back. Those are the stories of the stories. So, without the main characters around, the story would focus on characters from the animated series and The Mandalorian. In fact, this may not even be as big a reset as, like I said, being reported. Rather more of an excuse not to have to adhere to the First Order story set by the sequels in the new live-action series. And I don't think movies are going to be coming out in like trilogy unless it's like some other New Republic or something like that. I think they're going to focus on Disney Plus series where they're showing success, right? And they've proven with that new technology that they can produce these shows with relatively high quality without massive budgets, and I think that's the future for Star Wars for right now.
Yeah, I think we'll get back to solo movies eventually. One-shot movies.
Yeah,
maybe depends on how well they're doing, right? If they have the extra budget to take
if
that.
If movies are a thing anymore.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, say what you like, say what you will. I thought both the Star Wars story movies were good. I know a lot of people didn't. The money Solo made doesn't make it seem like it was a success, and some people might complain about it, but it was a decent movie.
Solo was a decent movie. We didn't need a Solo origin story movie.
We did.
No one asked for that. We didn't need it, but it wasn't bad. I mean,
I think there are more stories to tell in live action movies, but I think for a while we're definitely just going to stick to TV. It'll be a good 3 or 4 years before we get another
Star Wars
movie.
Yeah,
especially now with the studios losing tons of money with no theaters open. It'll be a long time before studios recover and are ready to make $300 million movies.
Yeah, the big blockbuster movies are going to be, we're not going to see a whole lot of them coming up here.
Unless they're already in production. and just got delayed or whatever, or whatever. Those so
Right.
we'll get our Tenet and we'll get our Dune and we'll get a few of those things that are big
Already
blockbusters.
made. Yeah.
That are already made. But it'll be a while before any other giant movies come out.
We'll have to see the theater industry rebound first. And I agree with both Charlie Tango and Matt. Solo was better than what people gave it credit for, absolutely. And I didn't know I needed a Rogue One movie until I had one, and I agree 100%. When I first heard Rogue One, the idea of Rogue One, I'm like, is that going to make a movie out of that? How they get the Death Star plans? But it was great.
It's like
I loved Rogue One.
It turns out, it was a really good movie. Probably, I mean, actually, not even probably. It is most definitely the best Disney Star Wars movie.
Yes. And Bonnie's saying TV has been doing a better job recently anyway, telling deeper stories. I agree.
Well, they have more time, so
and they have more time to flesh out these stories. So
Right.
Instead of like 2 hours for a movie, we have like 6 to 8 hours for a series.
Right.
to tell
And it's
a story.
easier to hold people's attention. They do a better job of doing that. So.
All right. Well, there you have it, guys. Because you have the time. Absolutely.
All the Star Wars.
Star Wars, man. That's that headline has been everywhere this week. Where Disney's rebooting Star Wars. I'm like, no, no, that's not going to happen. They're just going to focus on the series. Now, as far as Kathleen Kennedy going bye next year, I will be absolutely shocked if she's still with Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
After her contract's up.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think anybody wants her there. And like Doug said, let her bow out. All right, Doug, you want to tell us why we need Amazon? Why I need Amazon Prime?
Sure. All right. So now, and I'm not sure what the time frames are on these. If they're kind of probably still up in the air with everything that's going on. But
Lord of the Rings and Wheel of Time are going back to production at the end of July.
So we got Lord of the Rings, Wheel of Time, and now Fallout are all going to be on Amazon.
Fallout.
The Fallout series is being developed by the creators of Westworld, Kilter Films. Kilter Films is made up of Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy. Todd Howard of Bethesda is also involved as an executive producer. So apparently this is not a rumor. It's a done deal. It's in pre-production with a series commitment. No pilot needed for approval.
No.
Yeah.
And they're promising to keep the dark tone and humor of the popular game series, which makes it unique. It'll be interesting to see how that's handled.
I can't wait to see this on screen, live action.
Mm-hmm.
I just
are you sure you really want this?
I do. I'm more excited about Fallout than I am about Wheel of Time or Lord of the Rings. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm worried about both those, especially with Wheel of Time, because that could go south real quick. But man, yeah. If I didn't already have Amazon Prime, this would definitely be a must for me. I'm like, just Fallout alone. They didn't have to have the other two. I mean, I'm going to watch the other two, obviously. But I mean, and Jonathan Nolan, that's he did the Dark Knight trilogy with his brother.
Look,
Absolute Geek Podcast. Yep. That means it's going to come out glitch filled and half done.
Yeah, exactly. You got to have. I mean, true. And you have to buy a DLC to get the rest of it. It's going to be on a cliffhanger.
The actual game.
Yeah, you got to buy the actual game later. The actual story.
You got to buy the first half, and then
right.
pay for the bugs, and then you can get the game and pay for that part later.
There's only going to be two major characters in the series, and they're going to be talking to somebody who's not there. If you want to see the third person, you got to buy the DLC for that. Like, no, I mean it'll be fine because Todd Howard is not actually doing anything important. He's just an executive producer, which means he's there to sit in a chair and get paid.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on, Westworld first season was good. Second season was crap. Third season coming back. But I mean, I think this is right up their alley for the post-apocalyptic. If they get the humor, the dark humor, and I mean the adult theme correct. If they don't try and dumb it down or they don't try and make it for kids or anything else, then this will be good.
Yep.
Exactly. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm super excited about Fallout. I know. I don't know if you guys are Fallout fans, but I've been a Fallout fan since the '90s when the first game came out. So
I've never played it, so
the world's amazing. Let's put it this way: as much crap as Fallout 76 is, I still play that on like a regular basis. So that's how much I'm into Fallout. I still play that game. But yeah, Jonathan Nolan is Christopher Nolan's brother, and he was producer on the Dark Knight trilogy with him.
okay.
I don't know about what else Lisa Joy's done, but I mean, I don't know. I'm excited about this. All right.
Cool.
Kirsten, we actually have a box office report for the first time
Woohoo!
in a long time. You want to dive into that for us?
Yeah. So with the first week of movies open, movie theaters that is open, and looking at a possible shutdown, we have the box office numbers for the first time since April. So we've got our top 10. Number 1, Zootopia. Big surprise.
It beat Avengers.
It beat Avengers. That's a little surprising, but it didn't beat it by too much. It's
Right.
280,000, whereas Avengers came up on second with 260,000. So they're pretty close.
Actually, yeah, those are. I mean,
So that's weekly take, a whole weekly take.
There's a weekly take. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, well, hey, that's not bad.
No.
It's very few theaters open.
Well, and considering those are close to like opening weekend numbers, so you just add in, so they're making as much money as a lot of new movies make, or really well performing movies make in their first weekend. So
yeah, and Avengers came out in 2012. That's an 8-year-old movie.
Yeah. Well, number
2.
Check out number 3.
Oh yeah, Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Jurassic Park comes in at 3 for 190,000.
And that is how many years old?
Yeah.
20 something.
Yeah.
But it's one of those classics. It's
Yeah.
similar to, I mean, not quite similar, but Star Wars. You've got people who are adults who watched it, who enjoyed it, who are children who are now adults who like it and want to show their children. So that doesn't surprise me.
It was a special effects game changer. I mean,
for sure.
So, and then Right, so what else? What else? The top 5 here.
So then we have The Greatest Showman came on 4th for 170,000. Then we had The Hunt for 150,000. Followed up by The Invisible Man for 138,000. Trolls World Tour is only at 138,000. Jaws surprisingly came up on that list for
talking about an old movie. I mean,
yeah.
the 70s here.
I know that there's a lot of memes going around about Jaws and how certain people are very similar to the antagonists in that show.
Yeah, the mirror. We're not going to shut down the beach. Everything's fine.
Then number 9 is Bloodshot for 111,000. And then Irresistible for 100,000.
Bloodshot's still in, look at that, top 10. Even it came out in February. July, it's in the top 10 movies out in theaters.
I'm curious about Zootopia, because there's this show that's called Beastars on Netflix that everyone's watching. It's anime, so I'm wondering how influenced that Zootopia number is to how well that anime has done.
Yeah, it's true. And like Matt say, like, what lonely soul is actually going into the theater to watch Zootopia? I'm going to risk COVID.
Yeah.
Well, people are risking COVID for
Jaws. It's a kids movie, and it's an awesome movie. I don't know if you've seen it, but I really enjoyed it.
Oh, I love Zootopia. Yeah, but you can see all of these online. Why would you go to a theater risking getting COVID to see any of these?
I was tempted for Avengers on a big screen again one more time. I mean, like if they released Star Wars on the big screen one more time, I'd be like, oh.
Worth it.
I'm gonna get my gas mask. In a hazmat suit. I got to go see it. Yeah. Wow. All right, guys. That's the first box office we've done since April, beginning of April.
Yeah.
How sad.
Might be the last for a while.
Right, true. Like Matt saying, it's sad seeing numbers like thousands when we're talking about box office take.
Millions.
Yeah, instead of millions. I agree, but something. And now there's a second shutdown looming.
Yeah.
We might not. Who knows when we get the next one?
Did you get the AMC mail or email sent to you?
Yeah, I did.
With them like, the rumors of our financial troubles are just rumors. Blah,
just
blah, blah.
rumors.
we secured all kinds of more debt to stay healthy. Like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. We're alive. We went into debt even further. We're good. I'm sure there's going to be people going back to theaters anytime now.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, there you have it, folks. Those are our main stories. You know what time it is now? Nerd Nuggets.
Nerd Nuggets.
That's absolutely right. Doug's favorite part. Nerd Nuggets. I got to. Any way I can say Nerd Nuggets more.
I'm out.
I got to do it. All right. So let's go down there. We'll take turns going down through this one. First off, remember last week we were talking about Michael Keaton coming back as Batman? And we're speculating like, man, they could totally do a Batman Beyond now. Well, apparently it's reported that WB is in development of a live-action Batman Beyond with Michael Keaton involved. Like, we put it out there in ether last week. So apparently someone's listening to us. They're watching us clearly. Because they're doing it, right? Is that everything we've ever wanted? Or is that all's forgiven? I think I even went on a limb. I said I'd forgive the DCFU if they gave me a Michael Keaton-led Batman Beyond movie. I think I said that. So if this happens, I gotta,
you have to actually watch it.
I do. I definitely watch it. But I'm gonna have to oh, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
Batman vs Superman is not so bad. All right, Doug. What do we got next?
Marvel Comics has acquired the rights to Predator and Alien from Dark Horse and will publish comics based on the two properties within the Marvel Universe. That's the part that's concerning.
That's something.
You're going to mix it into your normal universe? You see
the cover? It's got the Predator holding an Iron Man helmet. Yeah, see? Mix it right in there. Come on, he's already fought Batman. Why can't Iron Man fight him if Batman fought?
Yeah, I'm not necessarily saying that was a good comic either. Which I had.
No, I mean, I'm sure it's not going to be part of the main Marvel universe. I'm sure it's comic universe. I'm sure it'll be its own thing, but who knows?
Wow. I mean, I got to say, I'm just kind of over Predator and Alien. They've done so much to damage the properties that they need to go away for a while before I'll care.
Well, but the best part of it was the Dark Horse comics, though. I mean, the movies they did were awful. The team-up movies.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Dark Horse Predator versus Alien comics were actually really good. So,
yeah.
Yeah. But, like I said, there's just been so much done to it, I just couldn't care less at this point.
Yeah.
Kind of over Aliens and Predators.
They need to go away for a little while, and then they could come back.
The new Marvel title, Exploited. That's yes.
All right.
Hey, Charlie Tango.
All right, Kristen, tackle this one.
During an interview in her upcoming comic, The Old Guard, director Gina Prince Blythewood talks about why Silver and Black never happened at Sony, and Spider-Man might be to blame. She says that they were ready to move ahead and after the success of Venom, but the massive success had executives reevaluating if Spider-Man needed some sort of presence in the SPUMC film.
Spunk.
I hate it. So, now all the SPUMC films are being developed to have some kind of Spider-Man presence.
Right. Now, this kind of interview kind of it let some stuff drop. Like, one, you're saying why it never happened because Spider-Man movies blew up, and they're like, well, maybe we need Spider-Man connected to our movies.
Yeah.
But it also, she let loose, something slip about all the current films are being developed with Spider-Man having some kind of presence in it. So, Madam Web with Spider-Man in it. Madame Web. Yeah. I don't know. Doug, what do you think?
Sony, I could care less. I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to boycotting all of these movies.
I
would go see a Silver and Black movie, but
I was going to say Silver and Black was the one out of all these that I would actually be interested in seeing.
Yep. Yeah, couldn't care less about any of the other ones.
Yeah.
Poor Spunk. All right.
Is it poor Spunk?
Is it really poor? Yeah. Is it really? No, not really.
Yeah.
All right. The next story. I don't know what to feel about this next story. Jason Momoa is set to voice Frosty the Snowman in a new live-action movie from Warner Brothers, penned by Elf writer David Berenbaum.
Interesting.
Yeah, I like Jason Momoa.
I like Elf.
I like Elf. I'm a Frosty the Snowman from when I was a kid fan, so I like all those things. But I'm not sure if this is the chocolate and peanut butter, combination that I'm looking for here.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fine. I think when you think of The Rock doing the voice for Maui.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. Well, that seemed more like seemed to fit though. I don't picture Jason Momoa when I think of Frosty the Snowman. I like Jason Momoa. I think he's awesome.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's not the first name for Frosty.
Explore his comedic side.
Yeah, I feel like
because with the Elf Rider, it's going to be a comedy.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Yeah.
And he does well with comedies anyway. But I feel like he's just doing a Vin Diesel routine. We're just going to start seeing him in a lot of kids' movies, and
Yeah, like trying to take when Frosty Strikes Back. Yeah, it says Frosty 2, Frosty's Revenge.
Bonnie Wilson, he'll melt me.
Yes, melts me. All right, Doug.
Oh, where we are. All right, Mike Judge's 90s creation, Beavis and Butthead, is getting a revival on Comedy Central. The reimagined take has a 2-season order along with a series called Jody, which will focus on a supporting character from MTV's Daria, itself a spinoff of Beavis and Butthead. So,
back in the day, who wasn't a Beavis and Butthead fan? I was a big Daria fan too. I think Jody wasn't Jody her sister?
Remember.
Like the popular kid? I don't know.
Maybe. I'm just kind of over the adult-centric cartoons. Like you got American Dad and again all of those that just were like just this progression of it's gone full circle.
Yeah.
You had Beavis and Butthead, which led to King of the Hill and
King of the Hill was good. I mean, not that Beavis and Butthead was like it's like South Park without something to say. It was just I mean, they made fun of music videos. That's the whole point when that series came out back when they played music videos.
So I don't know that.
But Mike Judge, he went on to do stuff like King of the Hill. He also directed and wrote and directed 2 of the greatest movies ever, Office Space and Idiocracy. So, I mean, I like Mike Judge. So, although I got to agree with you, though, I'm not. This doesn't do anything for me. And I was a big Beavis and Butthead fan back in the '90s. So,
Charlie says, "Oh God, it's time for '90s nostalgia already. It's been here for a while. I'm sorry to tell you that."
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there you have it. Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah. All right.
All right, Kirsten. What do we got next?
Another nail in the coffin of DC Universe, as subscribers are offered HBO Max for only $4.99 more a month. The deal is set to last for the rest of the year.
So they're taking, if you have DC Universe for just $4.99 more, you get HBO Max along with it, which is basically a way of getting people who are on DC Universe to switch over after they, the eventual downfall of the plug being pulled.
Yeah.
So is that the timeline they're giving us, Doug? Seeing how the deal lasts for the end of the year, is that the timeline for DC Universe to exist?
Maybe. It may be what's, as long as it's going to exist as a TV platform, with shows and stuff like that. It may go to just being the comics at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never gotten into the DC universe, so I can't. But what we've reported on here about all of the shows moving, it seems, man. Hey, it's on life support as it is. It seems.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna have to buy. I don't want HBO Max. I know I do, and I don't. It's like one of those things. Like I don't want another streaming service, but they're making it so I have to get it now. So
I don't know. You could just not.
True. I could just not, and then not see all the cool stuff everybody's talking about. I only have a podcast, that I have to report stuff on.
I mean, I guess, but you also have so many other shows you have to watch from all of the other streaming services that are trying to compete with them.
That's true.
I mean, J.J. Abrams' Justice League Dark has to actually be a real thing, really happen, really come out, and probably get good reviews, and then I might go, all right, I'll grab it to watch that, to binge that, and then I'll cancel it.
That's what we're doing for you, Justice League Dark, not Green Lantern.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't have a lot of faith in somebody.
You were like the biggest Hal Jordan fan I knew. Like,
oh yeah,
back in the day.
I love the Green Lantern Corps. I just don't feel, outside of an animated show, I don't think it does live action very well.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
There's just too many limitations, too much money to do Green Lantern justice in live action.
I agree.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Chenlock.
Season 2.
I forgot that.
I just don't want to watch it after everything going on.
Oh my goodness. Gee, and Charlie Tango hit you in the gut punch.
Well,
Chenlock.
I gotta agree with Kirsten though. I'm hanging on to Rooster Teeth to finish Ruby at this point.
Yeah.
I'm not got a lot of faith in those guys much anymore.
Nope.
There's too much going on.
Too many people leaving it. People who were making the
first season.
It was.
I'm like,
Now, wasn't it set for first run on HBO Max, and then it would eventually be on first?
Yeah, like when season 3 comes out.
Yeah.
Already waited this long.
Sadly. All right. All right, Kirsten, tell us about WandaVision.
No, you're up.
You're up.
She just did the Nail in the DC Universe comic.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, I'm not going to complain. I'm excited about WandaVision.
All right. So Marvel's WandaVision. The reshoots add another episode to the series, making it 9 total. So this came out earlier in the week, saying that they got enough stuff they're adding to the series that it's going to be another whole another episode. And then later on, but it was a rumor when it first came out. Then the stunt team basically confirmed that there is a 9th episode. So going from 8 episodes to 9 episodes with makes me wonder what they're adding. Yeah. Must be adding a bunch of stuff.
Quicksilver,
that's true.
That would be nice, yeah.
But we assume
find a way to incorporate them.
Yeah. What we assume is Quicksilver.
Yeah.
The X-Men Quicksilver, as a matter of fact. All right. Yeah,
he's too young to be Magneto, so
I don't know what I'm more excited about: Falcon and Winter Soldier or WandaVision. WandaVision is probably the most anticipated Marvel series. But the first one up is going to be Falcon and Winter Soldier, and there's all the cameos and stuff they're teasing for that. I'm really excited for that. I don't know. I'm excited for it all. I'm Marvel.
I think I'm more excited for Falcon and the Winter Soldier because WandaVision is such an unknown quantity.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be good, but there's so much weirdness going on that there's the potential to have a train wreck, that nothing lands, it doesn't fit right or whatever. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're both going to be amazing. Yeah. But I am more looking forward to Falcon and the Winter Soldier because I think there's very little chance that will go awry.
You're just excited because they're going to Madripoor in the.
That will be cool too. I want to just get a silhouette of some hair and a cigar and some smoke rising in the background.
Yeah, exactly.
Sweet. Wolverine's first appearance.
Yep, exactly. You don't have to cast them. Just have somebody with the hair and the cigar. And
I hope they have the Prince of Madripoor too, because he was a cool character.
Yeah. Man.
So, there's a lot they can do.
Man, I'm getting excited already. I'm like, I want to see this. Like Charlie Tango said, why not both? Exactly. Why not both? Yeah. We're going to have both. Let's be honest here. There's not a Marvel series we're not going to watch on this.
Well, yes. The nature of the question required you to have one.
Yeah.
What do you most anticipate? You can't most anticipate both.
All of them.
I most anticipate them all.
Yes.
I most anticipate them all.
Disney Plus. All hail our mouse overlord. All right. So, Doug, you're up with the last one here.
All right. Warner Brothers looks to be moving forward with a Zatanna movie. This would not be connected to J.J. Abrams' Justice League Dark series for HBO Max. I like Zatanna, so...
Yeah, I mean, so what does this mean for the HBO Max series? Does it mean they're not going to have Zatanna, or they're going to have two different Zatannas?
Yeah, I mean...
In the universe.
We had two different Flashes, so I'm not worried about that, really.
Because I was kind of hoping that out of all the ones, Green Lantern and Justice League Dark would be part of the DCFU, I guess. Part of the engineering.
Yeah, that would be better, in my opinion. But if it's not, I'm not super worried about it because we've already done the split before.
True. They're gonna have two Swamp Things. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
They already have a Swamp Thing. They already have a Swamp Thing.
Are you thinking in Justice League Dark?
Oh, yeah.
Swamp Thing wasn't really a big part of Justice League Dark, so...
Yeah, it was Constantine, Zatanna, Dr. Fate.
Deadman. No,
Deadman.
Dr. Fate wasn't in it.
Was he?
No.
What am I thinking of?
I mean, he may have been... an occasional. I mean, like everybody is in the Justice League.
Exactly.
But Justice League Dark was let me see if I can look it up for you real quick. The main people in Justice League Dark were John Constantine, Madame Xanadu, Deadman, Shade the Changing Man, and Zatanna.
Okay. So those are the
other people may have rotated in.
Yeah, because Swamp Thing and and Demon was part of it. And...
It looks like at some point Swamp Thing, Man Bat, Detective Chimp.
Okay, never mind. Point taken.
At some point, lots of goofy people were in it, but
Detective Chimp. That's all you got to say.
Frankenstein was in it at one point.
Frankenstein was in it. The monster or Dr. Frankenstein?
Yes.
The monster.
Yeah. He's not Frankenstein.
Yeah, well.
How he's known.
Exactly. All right. Fair enough. Wow. I don't know. God, I'm going to have to get HBO Max. Everybody says it's good. I'm not saying it's not good. I understand there's a ton of good stuff. What I'm railing against is the fact that,
I'm just tired of buying new streaming platforms.
I cut the cable so long ago, right? Took a chance at Netflix. Now I have your Netflix, Amazon Prime, DC Universe, CBS All Access. It's just another one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not worth it.
Not worth it. I don't know, man. There's getting more and more stuff on there. So you have Prime, right?
No, I got rid of Prime.
You got rid of Prime? You're going to get it back for Lord of the Rings and
Maybe.
Wheel of Time?
It really depends on how they come out. If they come out one episode at a time like Disney Plus does, I'll probably wait.
Yeah.
And get it when I can binge it. I like the way Disney Plus is doing like the series where you get one every Friday. That was kind of nice. But I was already committed to Disney Plus. There's plenty on the platform for me. I'm willing to pay the monthly price. I'm just getting to the point where anything beyond the 3 platforms I have, I'm going to wait to binge whatever is interesting.
Yeah.
I'll get it for a month or 2, binge the stuff, and then cancel it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not willing to buy 10 streaming services.
Yeah. Yeah, it's getting up there. It's getting up to the point where I'm like, wow, why did I get rid of cable?
Yeah.
Well, I guess, do they even have, I mean, sure they have cable, but what does cable include nowadays with all these different streaming services? Do you actually get less on cable now than you do with the streaming services?
I mean, it depends on what you're purchasing. Your basic cable is still pretty basic, and then you have to pay like
Matt.
$200 or so to get anything good.
Really?
Yeah.
So you add the streaming services on with your cable, I guess?
Some of them are included. Like if you get the streaming package, it includes it. But streaming package is basically like 1 or 2 of them, and then basic on top of it. But it doesn't include like HBO Max or things like that.
Fair enough. Oh well. Thought I was going to go paint it to the nose for entertainment.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That about wraps it up for us today. Matt, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for everybody. Charlie, Tango, Bonnie, Ben.
Thanks for chatting with us.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. Joining us every Friday where we give you the weekly wrap up of all your nerd news. For those of you listening to us on Spotify or iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts and you want to see our beautiful faces, you can check out the video of these podcasts on YouTube at youtube.com/The Grizzled Geek, where you can check out our other videos. And although we're not putting out a whole lot of other videos right now, but
yeah, kind of tough.
Yeah, it's kind of tough with the quarantine. But yeah, really appreciate it. If you want to support us and the things we do here, there's 3 links down below. Doug, what are those?
You have one to our Teespring store where you can get cool merch with our logo and stuff like that. Some Ruby inspired stuff. You can check out our Patreon where you can support us on an ongoing basis, or what's really easy right now because you're doing all your ordering through Amazon anyway. Click that affiliate link. Do your shopping within 24 hours of clicking that link. We get a small kickback. Doesn't cost you anything extra.
Right. And if you don't have Amazon Prime already, Fallout's coming. What's your excuse now? You gotta get it now. All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you all next week. Have a happy 4th of July weekend. Stay safe out there. Wear a face mask and wash your hands. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.